Melvin, she turned pro last year. Middleweight class, middleweight at the Nationals in bodybuilding. And, you know,
fourth bodybuilding show.
Fourth bodybuilding show and turns pro. That's awesome, right? You know, one of the reasons why I asked her to come up is because, and don't take this any way but a compliment, she knows how to present her body. I was looking at pictures at her, and it was like the way you did everything, you showed your physique to the best of its ability. Where a lot of girls, guys, when they're on stage, don't pay attention to that. And they don't take into consideration if their hips are wide, their waist is small, their shoulders are cappy, and they don't know how to twist, they don't know how to turn to present an illusion. Bodybuilding is an illusion. Doesn't matter what you weigh. No one's gonna say to you, oh, well, he looks like he's 230 pounds and, oh, he's only 180. Oh, let's mark him down. They don't do that. That's you know, it's in your head. Never go into a contest thinking that. Always go into a contest looking in the mirror with the best package you can possibly bring. When I won the Masters Nationals, I didn't even think I was going to win the overall, and I went on to beat the heavyweight and super heavyweight. I was 196 pounds, beating two huge guys. But it was the illusion that I brought to the stage, and that's what beat them. And so we're going to talk about some stuff like that too. So,
Okay.
You're up.
I'm Renee, like you said. Nationals was where I won my pro card. I just did 3 bodybuilding shows before that, but I started out in figure. I know there's a couple figure girls here, right? Have you guys gone over posing yet? Anything before? I was looking maybe to have somebody come up to demonstrate, and I will help critique you. No volunteers? Okay. All right, well, I'll just show you the poses then for figure. I don't have heels right now, but I think that there's not really a set standard of how you have to come out. You, like he said, you want to present yourself to look the best for you. So it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. But the basic stance with your feet together and your arms just relaxed at your sides, open up your lats. It's a little bit different than bodybuilding. But the transitioning is where you're going to, actually that's the same in bodybuilding and figure, bikini, whatever division you're doing, the transition is going to make you look better. You don't want to just stop and turn and then get into your next side pose. You can do a couple different ways. When I started out doing figure, I would do like the curtsy, step behind and turn. You can do that to get into your side pose, or you can step forward, and in bodybuilding, this is how I did it. Step forward with the left pivot, and then get into your side pose. So a couple different ways to make sure that you move your hair. What other divisions do we have here? Physique? Are you doing physique? No? Figure, bodybuilding, bikini. Okay, I thought there was another physique though.
What would the different poses be from physique and bodybuilding?
Physique and bodybuilding are pretty similar, but there's no most muscular in bodybuilding either for women, but we do it anyway in the routine. There's no lat spread, front and back lat spread in the physique, but the posing would be open hands. So you could get into it the same way you do bodybuilding.
So a double bicep would be closed hands as a bodybuilder, open hands in the physique.
Right.
And do the physique girls wear shoes or the barefoot?
Barefoot also, for physique. If they're doing a different organization, there's a couple other ones that wear the heels. Like INBF, they wear.
And the girls in the physique, as the bodybuilders, all do a posing routine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you competed in both?
I didn't compete in physique. I competed in body.
And they're like this. And then when they get without a mirror, they need to feel big. So standing like this does not feel big. Even though it might look great on stage, this feels big. Doing quarter turns, they're in the mirror and they're looking at themselves, stomach's in, but then when they're on stage, they're out like this because it feels big. Little things that go a long way on stage. When doing the quarter turns, let's start with that. You know what, I'm getting ahead of myself. I said I was going to talk about some skin products first. Let's do that. I'm sorry. Let me pull some stuff out. I want to show you guys. For sponge. You can get it for $5 in CVS, Walgreens, whatever. I do it, I don't know how many times you do it, but I do it like once a week, twice a week, just to get the dead skin off and have good skin for eventually when you put Protan on or Jantana on. Dove. It's an exfoliant, all right? I know this sounds goofy, but it really is part of the whole process of getting a good look. It says gentle exfoliating. It goes good with, it smells good too. Sensitive skin, this is unscented. This is something I switched to like the last 2 days before I compete because there's no chemicals, there's no perfumes, there's no dyes, there's no nothing in this. And it doesn't stay on your skin. So you need to take a shower and clean yourself before you put the Protan or Jantana on. And you don't want soap that's going to leave a residue on you. So therefore you have this blotched look sometimes. You'll never see one pro or the top amateurs at the USA Nationals have bad skin. Nobody has bad skin. But you see a ton of people on stage at like the Garden State or the Suburban or whatever, and like you can pick like 3 people out who have horrible skin. And I think a lot of times too, like you'll go backstage and you see somebody spraying hot stuff on. It's the worst thing, right? Never used it. It's an amateur thing. Leave the hot stuff at home. Don't. It's supposed to be for your veins to come out. It doesn't do anything except make everybody's eyes water backstage, and you can't breathe, and you feel like you need to have an oxygen mask, and it itches the hell out of your skin. It doesn't do anything. Don't use it. Okay. Jantana also makes a nice skin prep. It's an exfoliant. You can get that online. I don't think Protan makes one, do they?
They do make one. You just want to make sure that whatever tanning product you
use the
their
same
exfoliant if you're using it.
Use the same stuff. It's okay if you use Dove and stuff like that, but if you're going to use an exfoliant from the same, use everything from the same company. On the national level and even on the local level, you guys have it made with getting tan now. You know, when I was doing New Jersey and all the local shows back in the 90s, my wife will tell you, I'd be in the bathtub and she's painting me, and how we didn't get divorced over it. You know, how many times you're on low carbs and you're flipping out and you're shaking the bottle and shit's going all over the place. This product right here by Jantana, Competition Tan, I like to use this as a touch-up right after I get tanned and I'm in the pod. So when you get sprayed up and everything's dry, I apply this probably a couple hours before I go on stage. Gives it a little color that really gives a nice sheen to your skin too, and it's a little brown and gives you a good bronze. Now that's how I do it to have a good presentation, along with the posing routine. You want to add anything to that?
Yeah. Well, actually, this year at Nationals, I used the Protan spray, and I had a little Jantana exfoliant left over from a local show I did 4 weeks earlier, so I said, what the heck, I'll just finish that bottle. That was definitely the wrong thing to do. I woke up Nationals morning green. It wasn't from Protan, it was from me using different products. They actually recommend that you use Dawn liquid detergent, like that you would wash dishes with, antibacterial, anti-grease, so if you also have oily skin, it'll help dry out your skin so that the tanning product absorbs better also. So,
and that product, the other reason too is because it won't stay on your skin, it comes off.
So you would use you would use the liquid Dawn instead of, or the unscented?
Or the unscented, yeah. That's
yeah, well you want to use
recommended today.
You know, it's funny, I remember back in 1980, 89, I did the Suburban. That was my first overall win. I won the novice overall in 89. And I was working with, if anybody remembers, American Sports Network that was aired on ESPN, American Muscle. It was back in the day. You can Google it. You go on YouTube. That's how old it was. And they picked me up and they took me out to a show and you're doing a back double bicep.
Get all the creases.
You see that line? It looks kind of silly. So you have to have everything covered.